In our daily search for building a new career, a better career, and an improved career, we are so busy in the rat race. We are so busy in building that career, that perfect career, that many a times we forget what kind of legacy are we going to leave behind for our next generation. When we talk about next generation, it's not about being remembered for all your activities, but redoing the wrongs that we have done in this particular generation. Many a times we are so busy running behind the career, the fame, the prosperity that we do not believe that we need to leave behind a story for the next generation, a story of awareness, a story of conscious decision making. We are leaving behind stories wherein we are winning over technologies one from another. We are building newest technologies in terms of computing. We are talking about artificial intelligence, but we yet forget about wisdom. We are talking about complicated permutation and combination that can be done by the computers, but we forget the simplicity behind talking about your problem to the friends and your family. We forget about the strength of the family while we are talking about the strength of the latest processors. It is but obvious that every generation goes through certain kind of development, but a development which is beyond being considered as a conscious development. We might have to answer these questions to the present generation, like what were you doing when things were so wrong? Now we are talking about awareness and conservation and the sense of responsibility among professionals. Many a people believe like this talk or this video is even not required because in career counseling we are supposed to talk about building great careers, developing great careers. We are talking about great job change, better job change, and other aspects. But we forget one point: the professional who is trying to build up a great career, unless the person is a self motivated person aware about the environment and the aspects which impacts him or her, well, a career can never make you that peaceful. While you might be having that great career, that great car, and that great business suit that you might be wearing to office, but would you like going to office wearing an oxygen cylinder? Yeah, it looks good when you go for scuba diving, but not while you go for your day-to-day activity. Today we see after the pandemic, everybody's face is but covered by masks. The N95, N92 masks covering up the major portion of the face. Would you like to wear an oxygen mask back to your office, back to schools? Would you like your children to carry that filter or back of, you know, their backpack to filter that water constantly because the pure or clean water runs so short? Are we talking about awareness? Are we talking about consciousness? Are we talking about how we can contribute? What we understand is the strength of India, the particular country that I am born with. In this country, we are blessed with so many rivers, so many water bodies, unlike countries like UK and others who have to recycle their major portion of the water. I have my relatives, my friends in UK and other places in England, and the kind of scarcity that they sometimes face about drinking water literally makes me believe what blessed country that I am being blessed, what blessed life I have, where drinking water is freely available. But the drinking water that is available to you and me is not but available to the rural bodies. 60% of the population lives behind. They are behind that below poverty line, wherein the access to clean drinking water is almost considered as a privilege. So, when you are having those privileges yourself, what are you doing? What are you impacting in a way so that this can continue? We need to understand the strength of the resources which we have in our country. When we understand the strength in comparison to the other countries, we actually believe how blessed we are to have those resources. We are filled with more gratitude. And when that gratitude comes for the resources, it also trickles down into our life. It also trickles down into our careers. It also trickles down into the kind of professional life that we are into. And a life which is led by gratitude is always but blessed, always but simple, always but less complicated. So, understand the strength of the resource of the country and respect that. When you are having access to clean drinking water, try to save it. Try to save it for the next generation. You wouldn't want your next generation to go thirsty. Trust me, you wouldn't want that. That would be a very selfish act. Now, if you are a part of that aware circle of people who are trying to save either the environment or the resources of the environment, go and talk to the HR and admin people about the CSR programs, the community social responsibilities programs that your organization might be having. Try to invest your time, if not money. Be involved in saving that mangrove forest in Sundarban, or it could be making Ganges more clean. It could be a clean environment for the children. It could be lesser pollution of Jamuna, whatever the cause is. Even if you are hundreds and thousand miles away from the river Jamuna, it is a river in your country, in India, and you are an Indian, not that state specific person. Like for me, I am from Bengal. We have the blessings of access to the Ganges. Like from my home, the Ganges is around 30 minutes drive. So what am I doing to save the Ganges? Are you contributing enough to make the rivers in your country clean? Are you taking the time to clean that river? Are you associated with that organization which is trying to reorganize the things and take care of whatever damage has been done? If not, you being very educated, you being very, very successful in your professional life has no value but at all. It is your basic awareness level which, if you are ignoring the water and the air which is necessary for you and your next generation, how can you claim to be that professional who is aware about the organizational growth, the organizational benefit, and the personal contribution organization? So, if you are ignoring that environment pollution today, if you are ignoring that wastage of water, and if you feel shaky and you do not want to mess up with your colleague or others when they are wasting water, if you believe that, raising this awareness flag is going to make you the bad person or the less spoken person, well, you are wrong about it. Constantly showing that you are aware and conscious about environment and its elements is not a weakness in you. It shows that you respect the nature and the elements within, and it also shows your respect towards human beings which are a part of the environment, and the circle grows bigger and bigger. So when you are brushing the teeth or having that shave in the morning, please stop that running tap. Stop using bottled water. Fill up the containers that you have at your home. You can get good containers, water carriers, like could be made out of copper, could be made out of terracotta. We have these days so much of good green biodegradable things coming up. So stop using that plastic. Stop using that container to purchase water and drink and dump it in the dustbin. Stop using the small containers which contains the ingredients for your daily usage. Try to be aware at every level. And when such an awareness arises in your life, that awareness spreads all across your life, in the personal life and in the personal and professional life also. When such an aware person is there, the organization, the country, and the home cannot but stop growing to better. cannot but stop developing to much, much better what they are today. So, with that note today of awareness, please be aware of the kind of things which is going on. That extra package which, you know, the online shopping is sending right back to them. They are responsible for the kind of packaging that is being used. Why not use biodegradable packages? Right back to them. Stop that water, mend that leaking pipe, and stop wasting any kind of resource, whether food, water, or anything. So, with that note today, guys, I wish you all the best. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself. Stay at home. Stay safe. And as I always mention, learn, contribute, and evolve.